Okay, my dear Dharma friend, let's continue the study of the Sutra Perfect Enlightenment. So we finished at page 113. Just quick review on page 89. So if you could turn to page 89 of this PDF file. So it's a conclusion between the a question answer between the Manjusri Bodhisattva and Buddha. So Buddha concluded that 如来因地修圆觉者，知识空花，即无轮转，亦无生心受彼生死，非作故我，本性无故. This is really critical, a verse in chapter 1. Good sons, the practice of perfect enlightenment in the causal stage of the Tathagata is to know that these are sky flowers. These of sky flowers, all the phenomena world, including what we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think, are sky flowers, which is the same as knowing there's no transmigration, there's no birth and death, and that there is no body mind to undergo life and death. 亦无身心受彼生死. There's no body mind to undergo life and death. They are not caused to be non-existent. They are non-existent because they lack original nature. They are non-existent because they are originally lack of nature essence. 非作故无，本性无故. Very fundamental teaching. So that's the Q&A between Manjusri and Buddha. So Buddha said all the phenomena world are empty, or like sky flowers, fundamentally not real. That's his direct teaching. And the second chapter, if we turn to page 103, second chapter is the Q&A between Samatha, Bodhisattva, and Buddha. So Buddha concluded that 善男子知幻即离，不作方便，离幻即觉，亦无见次. So in English, good sounds. When you know illusion, you are immediately free. Without devising expedient means, freedom from illusion is in itself enlightenment, and there's no stages. So Buddha's first attempt is to teach sudden enlightenment. You just know that all the phenomena world are empty, are like sky flowers. Once you know the illusion, you are immediately free without devising expedient means. Freedom from illusion is in itself enlightenment. There's no stages. 知幻即离，不作方便；离幻即觉，亦无见次. So that's second chapter, the most important verse in second chapter. So first chapter and second chapter are for the spiritual seekers with superior capacities. Then the third chapter is Universal Vision Bodhisattva. He or she asks for the expedient way. How should we think? How should we abide? So Buddha gave a kind of expedient way, a gradual approach is Samatha, concentration of the mind on any inputs from the six senses. One-pointed concentration to slow down the monkey mind, to calm the mind to a level that our mind can contemplate. So After samatha, there's a dhyana or correct contemplation. Then wisdom will follow. After that correct contemplation, wisdom means you see that every phenomena is empty or like sky flower. You see how logic the Buddha's teaching is for people who cannot realize the sky flower like phenomena world. So Buddha teaches us to calm the mind first, to have a correct contemplation on the nature of the phenomena world, which is emptiness, no true self. In every subject, in every object, we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think. All the inputs from six senses are fundamentally empty, not real. No true self in it, no substantial essence in objects, in the inputs from six senses. Okay, so now we are on chapter 3, page, I think it's 113. Just give me a sec. So still we are on the PDF file. Let's go to page 113. 111, actually. The meditation on no self. So samatha or meditation on the self, on the body and mind, there's no body and mind to undergo birth and death. That's the purpose of samatha, of contemplation. Very logic. The Buddha's teaching is very logic. So for somebody, for the spiritual seeker with middling or inferior capacities, the Buddha asked us to meditate, to concentrate, to calm the mind, to see the no self of the body and then no essence of the mind, no substantial essence in the mind either. So we are on page 111. So meditation on no self. Quick songs. These newly awakened Bodhisattva and sentient beings of the degenerate age who yearn for pure enlightenment mind of Tathagata must correct their thoughts and rid themselves of all illusions, first relying on Tathagata's practice of Samatha. So, firmly established in moral discipline, and living in harmony with like-minded students, then practicing silence sitting in a quiet room, they should uninterruptedly be mindful of following. So be mindful of the emptiness of the body and mind. So this present body is a synthesis of the four elements. So the keyword is here is four elements. Hair, nails, teeth, skin, flesh, bones, marrow, brains, and pigment all return to earth. Saliva, mucus, pus, blood, sputum, scum, phlegm, tears, semen, urine, and feces are all returned to water. So earth, the first element, water, second element, Heat returns to fire, the third element, and the movement returns to wind, the fourth element. The fourth element, which make our body, um, so earth, water, fire, and wind. When the four elements has been separated, where can the fourth body exist? Now you know that this body ultimately has no substance. As a synthesis, it appears, but in reality, it is like an illusion conjured by a magician. Basically, the Buddha asks us to contemplate the no self of the body. When these four factors temporarily combine, the six faculties falsely appears. Fixed faculties, um, what we can see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think. Six faculties falsely appear. The six organs, sorry, and falsely appear through the internal and external matching of the six faculties and four elements. There is deluded apprehension of conditioned energy. Within this conglomeration, there seem to be marks of this conditioned energy, which is provisioned, called mind. Good sounds. If this false mind does not have its six objects, it cannot exist. If the four elements are separated, there's no object to be experienced. At this point, the cognized objects each disperse and vanish, and ultimately there's no dependently arise of mind to be seen. So basically, no body, no mind to undergo birth and death. Body and mind are illusion. So here we are on page 112, followed by Kiwa's commentary. Then we are page 113. Body and mind are illusory filth. So good sounds. Since the illusory body of this sensation being vanishes, the illusory mind also vanishes. Since the illusory mind vanishes, illusory object also vanish. Since illusory objects vanish, illusory vanishing also vanishing. Since illusory vanishing vanishes, non-illusion does not vanish. It is so it is like a polishing mirror. When the filth is gone, its brightness naturally appears. Good sounds. You should understand both mind and both body and mind to be illusory filth. When the defiled aspects are permanently extinguished, the entire universe becomes pure. Okay, following we are page 114. Perfect enlightenment is like a money pearl, 模拟宝珠. Very interesting here. Good sounds. It is like a pure money pearl that reflects the five colors. Depending upon its surroundings, the foolish see that pearl as really having these colors. good sounds. It is the same with the pure nature of perfect enlightenment. It appears in people's bodies and minds according to their individual type. Yet these fools say that pure perfect enlightenment really has body and mind. It's just like a like a mirror does not has anything in it. But once there's a reflection, something appears in the mirror as reflections, but the reflection are not real, are like sky flowers. Actually, if you use mirror and reflection as an analogy, it's much easier to understand. So it is said that our conscious mind are like four-dimensional mirror. It can reflects every image, every sound, you know, the five sense inputs, and can reflect the thinking process, the mental activities as a memory, as the thought, as a, as planning or expectation, as inner image, inner sound, or whatever. Our consciousness, our pure awareness can reflect and can be aware of something. That's all. That's the many pearl. Our pure awareness is just like many pearl. It is only because these people are unable to free themselves from illusory appearances that we call body, that I call body and mind illusory filth. The one who opposes and removes illusory filth is called the Bodhisattva. When filth is gone, its opposition is removed. Then there's no opposition, no filth, or anything to be named. If you look at the page 115, 115, there's a commentary by Kiwa here. The Buddha has already established that body and mind are illusory filth. But now he wants to clarify how it is that body and mind are illusory filth. He used the example of many pearl in order to show that perfect enlightenment is pure. Originally lacking body and mind, this body and mind that comes to exist only obtain their attributes from external conditions. Ignorant people are not aware of this and attach to them as if they're real. Because of the body and mind, they do not distinguish impurity and purity, and though both body and mind are in perfect enlightenment, body and mind becomes illusory filth. The thing is, they don't know. It's like in the summer we like to take sunglasses. So sometimes we change sunglasses, different colors. Sometimes it's greenish. You put it on, you see the green color of the sky or your surroundings, and you switch to a yellowish sunglasses. Now everything tends to becomes yellowish. Now you drop again, switch to a third one, which is reddish. So it's because everybody perceive the world through an individual lens, or we call ego, or we call, if ego is too heavy for you, then the individualized perception or localized perception. Because of that, like sunglasses with different color, you see different surroundings, but there's only one surrounding, or the world, right? But you put different sunglasses, you have different color. The same thing is, the same principle applies to the pure awareness. The pure awareness has no color at all, has no shape, is totally open, empty, and transparent, is unlimited, is unconditioned. But once we use our individual mind or localized mind to perceive the world, voila, there's something you want to see. It's because of this uh, individual lens, like sunglasses. You see what you see through the lens of individual understanding. That's all. So the key here is you see, you can still see the world, but you can see through the world. You know, that's only a one perception. The reality is beyond everybody's perception. Total free. Okay, so page 115. Ignorant people are not aware of the individualized lens perceptions. They are not aware of this and attach to them as if they are real. Only after all images are completely erased are they able to intimately realize the state of perfect enlightenment. So again, we experience the world through an individualized, localized body and mind. But once you can see through the experiences, then you are okay, you are free. You are experiencing the world, but you are not limited or conditioned by the experiences. That's all. And page 15, the end of page 115. Good sons, because these Bodhisattva and sentient beings of degenerate age fully realize the nature of all illusion and dispel all illusion images, they directly experience limited purity. You see, in chapter 3, um, Buddha suggested some gradual approaches to how to see the phenomenal world is like sky flower or illusion, illusory. So let's go on page 116. The permeation of the sense by purity. The permeation of the senses by purity. Enlightenment reveals, sorry, just one sec. Good sounds. Since the eye faculty is pure, the color spectrum is pure. Since color is pure and the field of the sound is also pure, the same is true of the fields of smell, taste, touch, and conceptualization. 无边虚空，觉所显发，觉圆明故，显心清净。心清净故，见成清净。 见清净故，眼根清净，眼清净故，眼识清净. So it's like that once your mind, your pure mind is pure. Actually, it's originally pure. Once you recognize your pure awareness, then everything you see is pure. Because everything you see is pure, then that's the, the translation is like this. Once we recognize our pure mind is pure, or pure awareness is pure, then the eye faculty is pure. The color spectrum is pure. The field of sound is pure. The same true of the field of smell, taste, touch, and conceptualization. Since the six objects are pure, the earth's elements pure. Since earth is pure, water is pure, and the fire and wind are pure. Good sounds. Since the four elements are pure, the 12 loci, the 12 sha chu, the so if you look at the page 117, there's a table here. Table 1, the cognitive operations and 18 realms. So we have six faculties: eye, ear, nose, tongue, nerves, and mind. Nerves, the touch nerves. So we have six objects that the eyes can see color, ears can hear a sound, the nose can smell odors, a tongue can taste objects, and nerves can like physical touch the objects, and the mind can have a concept and symbols. So six faculties, six objects of the faculties, and followed by six consciousness. Uh, we have visual consciousness, auditory consciousness, olfactory consciousness, gustatory consciousness, tactile consciousness, mental consciousness. Just give you an example. If we have our eyes closed, you take a red apple and smell it, or somebody just pick up something and you can smell. You smell like it's apple. So by smelling that, odor or smell, you know it's an apple. So in that sense, we have olfactory consciousness. Or by looking at something, you know that's something. So because we have a visual consciousness, or by hearing something, or you know it's a bark, it's a dog, because you know the barking of a dog is like that. It's called auditory consciousness. So we have six faculties: eyes, ear, nose, tongue, nerves, and mind. We have six objects of the six faculties: color, sound, odor, taste, touch, and thinking, or mind. We have six consciousness that followed by these faculties and objects: visual, auditory, olfactory, gustatory, tactical, and mental. So this is called 18. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18 realms. So 18 realms and 25 kinds of existence are pure. Since these are pure, the 10 powers, the 4 kinds of fearlessness, the 4 types of obstructed wisdom, 18 distinctive characteristics, and 13 7 aids to enlightenment are pure. So you see a lot of terminology here. And so on up to 84,000 Dharani entrance. Everything is pure. So Buddhists try to be very logic here. Once your heart becomes pure, once you recognize your mind is pure, originally pure, everything you can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, and think becomes pure. Six faculties becomes pure, six objects becomes pure, six consciousness becomes pure, and followed by 10 powers, mm, for unobstructed wisdom, all become pure because now you reach the purity, the source of purity. Very interesting, right? Hmm. It's really interesting here. Maybe we can stop here today, page 118. So it all starts that you recognize the purity of your mind, the purity of the pure awareness. And from here, the source of purity, you see what you see, hear, smell, taste, touch, and think becomes pure. The 18 realms becomes pure, and everything in your awareness becomes pure. Pure land. You're now in the pure land.